This is KUGAN CASSIUS for iFall TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. We are in Leeds. Leeds. Martinez Warrington 2, this Saturday live on DAZN, but also Ebanie Bridges becomes, I already said that, becomes world champion.
And the new. Yes, I do. I believe that. I manifested it and I see that being the only outcome.
So, we know obviously you're a woman of a few talents, obviously. You can fight. Let's just stop there. Yeah. But today we learnt that you can speak a little bit of Spanish as well. Yeah. Unreal, that is.
Yeah, I mean, look, I speak Portuguese mainly, and I can speak some Spanish. I think my Spanish probably sounds a bit Portuguesey, but yeah, I can definitely understand Spanish and speak it. And I thought, you know what, I just wanted to, not show respect, but kind of like just show Roman, like, talk to her personally, you know what I mean? And I thought, well, I can, because I can speak it. So I'm like, I'm just going to go for it. And, you know, I mean, hopefully she understood it. And, I think I did well. And hopefully my accent wasn't too thick.
It was all right. It was good.
Yeah.
It felt off the cuff as well, a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, look, obviously it's not like, you know, Portuguese is my first language. You know, Spanish is like a second, so it's always going to be a little bit like, it's all right. But look, feedback seems good. I saw some comments saying she sounds Portuguese, and I'm like, yes, I sound Portuguese. I'm glad she understood it. She looked like she definitely understood it. And I just, you know, wanted to personally talk to her, you know, and I had the opportunity because I can speak it, and I know, you know, so why not?
Bonjour. No, that's French. Sorry.
You're welcome.
Don't move. I just want to show you the shot of this camera right now, right? We can see half of you in this shot, but Steve from Boxing UK, you can stay there or you can do what you want. It's fine, no problem. It's all good. Half of the shot was Steve. Shout out Boxing UK.
Boxing UK, yeah. Shout out to Boxing UK. I'm gonna hit him up later.
Big moment for you Saturday in Leeds. We know you've obviously fought here before, but this journey into professional boxing, your love for the UK, Leeds especially, but the UK, how people have embraced you. But this is such a huge moment for your life, not just your career, but for your life.
Yeah, definitely. It's huge. It's like everything that I've been working for, all the sacrifices that I've made, a lot of sacrifices, all the heartbreaks and everything. You know, when I win this world title and become a world champion, it makes it all worth it. You know, because it's like the trophy. It's like that's what I'm working for. That's why I'm doing everything that I'm doing. Do you know what I mean? Become a world champion and I mean, like I said in the press, you know, it will change my fucking life. Like it will, you know. Like obviously, I know I'm a big name and you know people know who I am, but being a world champion, you know, obviously becomes bigger, but it becomes, you know, people, you know, will have no choice but to really kind of respect me a bit more. Do you know what I mean? Not that I'm really after that, but I do believe that this performance and how I'm feeling and with all the training that I've been doing and just I know what I've been doing with Mark and what I know that I can bring to the fight this weekend. I think that a lot of the people that are doubting, still doubting, are gonna have no choice but to talk well about me and my boxing.
I know we've touched on this before, but since I've known you over the last sort of couple of years or so, I think the credit to you, your self-promotion of yourself has been absolutely key in everything you've done. And you've done that on your own, off your own back, your own social media. Your biggest promotion of yourself is your self-promotion. Yeah,
definitely. You know, if you want something, you got to go get it. And you know, I know that you know putting my name out there and you know, making waves and needing to be told, you know, needing people to see you is how you sell. Like, and if you want to, you know, that's just I don't know. That's what we're gonna do. I just feel like it's basically no one's gonna do it for me. You know, no one does it for you. No one does it for you. And and so I had no choice really, but I think it's good. And I've also got the fans, you know, the fans are behind me and the fans that promote me as well. So I'm blessed to have that as well.
You mentioned there about people doubting you. Why are you still having to prove yourself? Anyone who's kind of watched you fight, surely, if they're a boxing fan, can kind of see what you're about and how serious you take the sport.
Yeah, some people just don't know shit about boxing. Simple. Yeah.
Is that all it is?
Yeah, or they just don't like me.
Does that worry you?
No,
Does it concern you?
not at all. Not at all, because I'm the one, making money in their mum's basement. Fucking probably wanking over my lingerie pics on the scales. That's who they are. They're just jealous, maybe that, I'm not there messaging them back. It's probably who it is. But yeah, look, I don't know. Sorry, but it's true.
It's all right. Don't apologise for anything. Let's talk about Roman this week. Obviously, seasoned, very experienced. It's a tough job.
Yeah, definitely tough job. Obviously the hardest fight of my life. Not just her being the hardest fight of my life. I mean, everything about it. It's a world title fight, in Leeds. That atmosphere. It's going to be huge for me, being co-main event. Like, there's a lot of things for this fight. Roman is the longest standing champion in the division. She's the most experienced. She's done the round. She's known. She's been there. You know what I mean? All the other champions they've just done one. Have they even defended their titles? I don't know. I think there might be one that's might have had one defense, but a lot of them, is fresh and new, and they've won it off a vacant title or something like this. So to be fighting someone like this, which is a veteran, who's a seasoned champion, it's a tough fight, and I'm definitely taking it I'm going to take every fight seriously, but there's no underestimation of her here, because she's going to want to keep that belt as well. We all know Argentinians are tough. We all know that they're hard work. So, but I'm excited. It's that challenge that makes me train so hard and be more obsessed and more inspired to go out there and really put on a show and become a champion and take it off a reigning champ like her would be incredible for me.
Your link up with Mark Tibbs, has it altered your game or tweaked it?
Bit of both. Definitely polished. I feel a lot more polished with Mark, and obviously adding in more things, and just a little bit more of thinking about when I'm boxing, a bit more thinking and stuff like this. But yeah, I think just all round I'm improved, and I'm actually really excited to go out there and do what we've been boxing, what we've been training, and I hope that I do, and I believe that I will, because I also want to make Mark proud. I want him to be, that's what we've been fucking doing, you know what I mean? And if I can go out and do that, and I can show the improvements and show a difference, like, you're going to see different Ebanie, because the blonde woman, she always fights how I fight. I'm that kind of fighter. You're going to be starting to see me jump around like Pernell Whitaker and Mayweather. You're not going to see that kind of. It's not me, but you're going to see a lot more polished, a lot more thinking, a lot more smarter, a lot balanced. And for me, if I can do all that, and I'm not victorious, which I don't, I really do believe I am, then I'm going to be happy, because that's what I want to show. I want to show improvements and make Mark proud as well.
Mentally, how does this week compare to your previous world title challenge against Shannon Courtney?
Oh, it's very different, we all know that fight, it was a short notice fight for me. It was during COVID. I went from Australia to Philly to here in like 3 weeks. There was a lot of different things. Obviously, being my first world title, my first fight in the UK, there was all these things. I came in here, I'm settled. I've been here, for 8-9 weeks with Mark. I'm settled in. I feel like this is home. I feel like I'm fighting in front of my home people. You know what I mean? And this week, I'm just so excited. I'm so confident. I've never been so confident for a fight. And I've fought lesser fighters and not been as confident. Do you know what I mean? But I'm feeling very confident, and I think that confidence is what's making it exciting for me. Because if I wasn't confident, I might be extra nervous, or I might be a bit of doubt or whatever. But I literally have none. So it's just, I just can't wait. I'm excited, And yeah, like I said, I've had fights where I've fought lesser people, and I've been nervous, or I've not been as confident. Even though I can beat these people, it's not the same. My whole energy, my whole belief, my whole self-belief, and how I've manifested this fight, I have absolutely no doubt I'm going to be a world champion.
We know your style. We know it's a fan-friendly style. People coming to watch will be on their feet and kind of enjoying what they're watching. But this weekend, is it a little bit of that, but more so about kind of getting the job done, more so?
Yeah, definitely going to be getting the job done. I've got to do whatever I've got to do to get the job done, man. If it means I have to be a messy brawler and just mess her up and be, like that kind of you know, like rough person fighting, and if that's what I got to do to win, I'm going to do it. If I got to go on a back foot and box the fucking head off, jab her head off to win it, that's what I got to do. If I got to do what I do, pressure fight, cut her down, you know, and just like break her down, that's what I'm going to do. But I can do it all, and I know I can do it all, and I've been doing it all, you know, in sparring, you know. I've been, you know, working with great, obviously, sparring partners, and I know that I can do it all. So I'm prepared for anything she comes at me. But is she prepared to be hit by the blonde bomber? I don't know. We'll find out.
2 days to find out. Who have you been sparring with?
I've been sparring with mainly Lauren Parker. She's my main sparring partner. She's been absolutely amazing. Kind of the same build as Roman. When I saw Roman today, I was like, man, they really are like the same build. And she can do everything as well. You know, she can fight, you know, come forward on me, put some pressure on me. She can sit in a pocket with me and fight. We've seen Roman do that. She can box, you know. So she's really been just such a, you know, a blessing in this camp for me. And she's fast. Got super fast hands. So yeah, it's just been great. I've been great to have her on as part of the team and part of the journey. And yeah, it's been great. She's here.
I can see Lauren at the corner of my eye. Do you think Lauren would come in if we called her over?
Yeah, Lauren.
Lauren! There she is. Right. Do you want to...
Yeah.
Right, so could you move your seat, Lauren, a little bit in, just so we can get...
Alright?
Yeah, I think... We're like here. Here's the shot there. So if we stay in that shot, we're good. Hi, Lauren Parker. How are you?
Right, I'm very well, thank you. Yeah. Yourself?
You've already done an interview today with my Oscar.
The other guy, yeah, Oscar. That was good.
Did you keep the good stuff for this?
Did I what?
Did you keep the good stuff for this?
Pretty much, yeah. I've always got good things to say.
Good. How was it sparring Ebanie?
Absolutely fantastic. I think we sparred like 7 weeks, didn't we now? Something like that, 6, 7 weeks. And yeah, every time brings the heat every time. Yeah, and some proper wars we've had too. You know, you've said as well, like, I kind of bring similar styles to your opponent. So I think we've managed to do that in the spars. Sometimes I'll be boxing, sometimes I can come forward or you come forward and we can trade and stuff. So I think, yeah, just all round, it's been great sparring. Good for me and obviously hopefully great prep for her too. So, yeah.
We know that obviously you're assisting Ebanie in her world title bid on Saturday, but you're doing it for yourself as well. You're kind of learning as well, and sparring with Ebanie is benefiting your career as well.
Yeah, you know, you've really got to put yourself out there, and I think you learn from the boxing, but also one good thing about being around Ebanie as well is that I like to say you're like the big sister of boxing. Yeah, and from a business point of view as well, like I've learned a lot just being in her company. And
what have you learned?
Yeah, I don't know, even more from like just the boxing side of thing, good, being within your style, but also look at how she's marketed herself. I just think it's amazing, and that's what you need to do. You know, you said you've been in it, what, 5 years?
Yeah,
something like that, yeah. And the platform that she's built is just, it's incredible. And I think anyone on this journey can take things from that, you know, and that's what I've taken. So I'm learning small bits. I'm not as good as you, but if I can take small clippets and kind of work on that, then yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. We spoke about that, about how you marketed yourself by yourself, and self-promotion is like the best at self-promotion that I've seen in the game, to be fair.
Well, we do like a spar, like we'll bash each other's head in, and we'll sit down after a spar and we'll have a chat, and I'll be like, okay, we've got to do this and we've got to do this, and like, you know, just kind of like, you know, like business talk as well, you know what I mean? Because I think it's really important, especially for us women. It is really important, you know, to do all that and just know. And sometimes, like, you know, there's no real, not there's like role models, like there's no one really doing it in the boxing, in women's, where the girl can learn off, you know what I mean? And I'm able to do that, you know, and I think I'm kind of setting it.
No one really helps you, I think, you know, you
Good point, very good point.
You don't really get that backing. Like I said to you, I'm like, what do you do about sponsorship? Like, how do I go about getting that? Like, no one's there telling you. So the fact that she's giving me pointers, I'm like, I leave the session feeling like, right, I'm on a mission now, let's speak to some people and see what I can do. But yeah, like I said, no one really helps you with that side of things. So if you've got someone like Ebanie that's prepared to put that out there and help women on that side of things, and it's great.
I think, just kind of judging from social media, I think not just you, Lauren, but I think a lot of female fighters have kind of not kind of mirrored your approach, but we've seen more females coming and being a little bit more open about kind of marketing themselves in whatever way they want. They're free to do so, as you all are. But I think you've kind of inspired that more so than anyone else.
Yeah, I think I have. I'm going to take credit for that because I see it, and I do believe it, and I'm happy to help. And I hope they do look at what I'm doing. I hope they do look at it and they do go, you know what, she can do it, I can do it. Yeah, let's do it. So then we're all successful, and everyone, you know. And I really want to. That's one thing, you know. I'm a teacher naturally, so if people are learning off me and they're bettering their careers and their lives, then I'm happy. As you know, I'm not about I need to take everyone and I need to be the center. You know what I mean? I'm happy to give pointers and help anyone. You know what I mean? So.
And I think there's so many people out there as well that would be like, oh, you're copying me, I did that first, you know, and the ego around the sport, whereas I really don't think you're like that. If you can go and do this, go and do that, or support that football team, you know? And I'm like, yeah, I'm Arsenal, but...
I'm Arsenal.
Yeah.
Come on.
She's Arsenal. Well, she goes to me, like, 'cause she was talking about Arsenal and we're talking about Ray Parlour, and I was like, she goes, yeah, I'm a big Arsenal fan. I'm like, what do you mean you're a big Arsenal fan? Like, I go, why aren't you like...
You should do it.
Yeah, why aren't you like putting that out there? Like, you know what I mean? And she's like, oh, well, you know, and I'm like, mate, like...
Part of me was as well, like, I don't want to...
Because I'm doing the leads.
Because you've done it as well.
Yeah.
It's almost like I'm inspired by it, but I don't want to copy it at the
Yeah.
same time. But then you're like, no, go do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, maybe I will.
Yeah.
So I put on my Instagram the other day, I was like, repping the Arsenal
Yeah.
for training.
Yeah. Because it shouldn't, you know, like you shouldn't be stopping your career just because someone else has done it. There's always going to be someone that done it first. You know, there's always going to be someone that done it first, and you can't be holding you back on your career just because you don't want to do what they're doing. If it's going to work for you, go do it. You know what I mean?
Can I say one thing? I have no boxers that have no interest in football whatsoever, some very high profile, which I'm going to name, that latch onto football teams and apparently are big supporters of that club that have never been to the fucking ground. So if they do it, there's no reason. And if, like I said, you actually know about football. We'll show that in a minute. People can't see it. Can you hold it up so people can?
Yeah, I got the Yorkshire Rays. You know, I didn't get the Leeds tattoo for nothing.
No, but I know like male boxers that have done that. So there's no reason why, if you actually support the club or follow the club, why you shouldn't do that. No.
No, 100%. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, well, learned something about you, Lauren Parker.
Yeah, well, you go now. You can go to a game together.
Yeah, we can.
I was talking to someone. I go, she's really great. Like, you know, she's a great boxer. She's so sharp and fast, and I really believe that she can be a champion one day. Like, she's great. You know what I mean? And she just needs that platform. She needs to, you know, just be seen. Because once she gets seen, she'll have some crazy knockout. Like that knockout. Was that your last fight?
That was my last fight.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if you Google Lauren Parker and you'll see her last fight, you see, like, I mean. That knockout was clinical, you know what I mean? And like if you can just see her on a bigger platform, like people in the set, they're going to be excited about it, 'cause she's exciting as well. And yeah, and I'm just you know, I just think, you know, just push it out there, like, you know, and
my head's swelling a little bit. Like, it's got a bit bigger.
and then I was like, but she's an Arsenal fan, so. You know, that's the downfall.
And by the way, Arsenal smashed Leeds at Ellen Road a little while ago. So, but mind you, your results are improving. So, cheer up. Here's a question for you. Something that both of you really, that we kind of see as a male. I think I'm a male. Watching or looking in, is there an ego in women's boxing?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, definitely is an ego in women's boxing. Yeah.
To what extent?
I don't know how to explain.
I don't really
it.
know. Like, I just think just
Like,
day to day, like as well. Like you'll go to certain gyms and stuff, and just the aura in the gym, and you can just feel that, you know. But equally, you're kind of, I guess, you need that ego as well in this game, you know. Without it, it's a bit boring.
Yeah,
really.
Definitely. You need ego, I suppose.
But it's not always nice, is it? As well.
Yeah, I just feel like it's a bit of dog eat dog. You know what I mean? And everyone's competing. That's what happens when you compete. And people don't want you to take the food off their plate. You know what I mean? And you know, depends on where you are, I think, as well in the hierarchy of you know, the boxing. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I suppose my question's more centred around you girls support each other, and there's a lot of boxers that you support, and yourself, Lauren. But we've seen it over the last week. We've seen kind of the Sandy Ryan and Chantel Cameron situation blow up, which we don't need to go into, but I'm just saying that blow up. But I think in our heads we think that women all support each other, but I suppose when you're kind of in and around the same weights, then that's not always the case.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. I support everyone. I really do support everyone, except for my mate Shani. But I really do support. I really do support everyone. You know, because I just think I want everyone to do well. But I'm also at the top of the sport. You know what I mean? I've got a name. I'm not threatened by anything. You know what I mean? Where I think some people, they get that thing that they're still scared, they're still really competing. But I mean, I've never really been like that. Even when I was coming up, I was never really competitive because I'm just the kind of person that kind of wants everyone to do well anyways. But there's people there that think that if you're doing well, then they're not going to, or you're going to take the shine and stuff like that. But I mean, it's human nature, I think, in a competitive environment where you got to make money and you got to want to be the best to have that. And to be fair, it's great for the sport. Fucking love seeing Sandy and Chantel going at it. I was egging it on. I was retweeting, going, yeah, get my popcorn. I can't wait. Keep building these girls. Like I was egging them both on, you know. And like the same with Savannah and Clarissa. Like we need that. Women's boxing needs that, just like the men's boxing needs. Otherwise, it'll be too boring. We'll all play fucking dolls with each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it's good to just have a good balance. You know, I think naturally myself, I'm not naturally like that. So would I be calling people out left, right and centre? I don't know. Maybe not, because I'm not naturally like that. But you do need the other side of it as well. You do need that like Chantel and Sandy going at it, and it just brings eyes to it again in a different way. But then you don't see Katie Taylor really doing that, do you? So I guess it depends on the personality.
To be fair though, when Katie has her moments, because I think over the last sort of few years, if you kind of push the right buttons with Katie, i.e. about Serrano over the last sort of 5 years, she does bite to it a little bit. She doesn't openly do it. I think you've got to, whoever's asking questions has got to almost just give her a little tap and just see what happens. But yeah, I think like you said, everyone's got a little bit of ego. Everyone has, and it kind of contributes to what you see on camera.
Yeah, I think we all need is it a nemesis or an enemy? We all need one, you know what I mean? I think a rivalry is healthy in a sport. It's like, you know, I think it's good to have, you know, at least one rivalry in your career. But yeah, I mean, yeah.
Right, hold on. We got that in shot. Sorry, I was just looking. Well, Ebanie, thank you very much for your time as always. We won't bother you for the rest of the week. We'll let you do your thing. And we'll catch up once you've won the world title on Saturday. So make sure you fucking do it.
I can't wait. Thank you. Yep. Otherwise, we're going to
Hey.
Lauren, you're fighting end of April, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, 29th of April in Sheffield. Yes, exciting. Looking forward to it.
Who show's that on?
It's a unified promotion show. So they're quite new, but mainly focusing on like women and trying to push women through. So again, like, it's quite a nice platform to be on.
Can you watch it on something? Can't you?
You can watch it, on Sporty Stuff TV. It's a Sky channel. Don't know the number. I forgot. It's not good. But yeah, you can watch it.
Just Google it. That's what Google's there for. Come on.
After,
Follow.
Just follow me.
Yeah, just follow Lauren, and you'll see all the details.
At Lauren Parker Boxer.
There we go. Guys, thank you very much for your time. Best of luck on Saturday, and we'll catch up after. All right? Thank you.
Very much.